Hi everyone. Today I'm going to walk you through how to sew in an invisible zipper. So I'm going to show you some tips and tricks of working with invisible zippers, what kind of feet you should use, and some other techniques that will make it easier for you to sew in an invisible zipper. But first I wanted to show you the difference when you're looking at zippers between a standard zipper and an invisible zipper. So this is a standard zipper, this blue zipper right here. You can see the teeth on the front, and you can see the teeth on the back. And this is just a standard, everyday plastic zipper. To see the teeth a little bit better, this is a standard zipper. You can see the teeth are interconnected there. This is just a bigger version of the blue zipper here. This is an invisible zipper, so you do not see the teeth on the front. You only see the teeth on the back. And you do want to make sure when you're sewing these in that you're aware that the front is the side that has no teeth and the back is the side that you're going to see the teeth. And you don't see the teeth on the front because that's where your fabric is going to get folded over to cover the teeth of the zipper. So when you're looking for zippers, you want to make sure you know for the project that you're working on what type of zipper that you need. And if you do need an invisible zipper, you want to make sure you are getting the correct one. They also will generally have a little bit of a different pull tab on the front. So this has kind of a longer, skinny one. And again, no zipper teeth on the front. You'll only see them on the back. When you're working with an invisible zipper, if you are able to, you do want to use an invisible zipper foot. This here is one style of invisible zipper foot. They do come also in clear, but this has two grooves on the bottom of the foot, and those grooves are where the zipper tape is going to fit into so that you can accurately sew into your zipper. So this is an invisible zipper foot. Again, it has two grooves underneath so that you can go over the teeth of the zipper. You can also use a narrow zipper foot. This right here is a narrow zipper foot so that you can get very close to the teeth. When these zippers are sewn, they are sewn from the wrong side of the zipper, and they are sewn right in the groove, which I've marked here with some yellow chalk. They're sewn right in the groove next to the teeth. This allows the fabric to cover over the teeth and make it look like you do not have a zipper there, which is why they are called invisible zippers. So you do want to make sure that you are sewing right in that groove, and that's where the invisible zipper foot will come in handy because it is going to stitch and move right in that groove. If you do not have an invisible zipper foot, you can press open your zipper. So you can use a warm iron, not hot because you don't want to melt the zipper, but you can press this open and you can use a zipper foot to help you get into the groove. But you want to make sure that you are sewing directly into that groove when you are sewing this zipper. One of my favorite tools for sewing an invisible zipper is a fabric glue stick. So this glue stick is made for fabric, it's water soluble, and it dries clear. And when you're sewing in your invisible zipper, because it doesn't look like a traditional zipper, it can be a little hard sometimes to see your right side versus your wrong side and where you should be placing your zipper. So what I like to do is I like to put some glue on my zipper tape. And I like to glue my fabric onto the zipper. So I'm going to assume this is the right side of my fabric, and I'm going to place that right side down on top of my zipper. And I'm just going to use a little bit of glue all the way down to glue this in place. You could use pins or clips, but I think that the glue makes it a little bit less easy for the zipper to slip out of place. So you're going to use your fabric glue stick to hold on your first side, and then you can gently open this up. Once you have one side glued in place, you can do the same to your opposite side. And this is where you can make sure that if you do have ends that need to match up, like if you're using a plaid fabric or a stripe fabric, or if you are just having ends that need to match up, maybe for a pillow or a pillowcase, you can make sure when you're gluing this on that everything's going to match up properly. This glue will take the place of doing some hand basting or basting by machine. You can use the glue to hold everything in place so that you make sure that everything is going to line up properly. You can also use pins or clips to hold this in place while it's drying, but fabric glue tends to dry pretty quickly. So you're just going to make sure that everything is stuck down, and then you can make sure everything is going to line up properly on your zipper. Once you have this glued in place, you're ready to stitch it in place. To sew an invisible zipper, you are going to be sewing on the wrong side of the zipper, and this foot has just a single hole in the center, but it does have space for you to sew either side of your invisible zipper. So you do want to make sure you are slightly opening up that seam as you're putting it into the foot so that it's going to properly feed into. So you're going to open that up just a little bit just to make sure it's going to properly feed into the foot so that you can make sure that it's going to stitch directly into the groove of the zipper. So we do want to make sure that it is sewing right in this little groove that's going to make our fabric fold over the top of the zipper. So I'm going to sew all the way down to my zipper pull, and I'm going to stop. So that stitch is right down in the groove so that when we zip this up, you're not going to be able to see the teeth of the zipper. You can use the same foot to do the opposite side of your zipper. You're just going to make sure that instead of going on the left-hand side of the groove, it's going to go in the right-hand side of the groove. And again, you're going to sew right down to your pull. By using that foot, the fabric is going to curl over the teeth of the zipper. If you pull, you can see your zipper, so if you pull really tightly, but otherwise the fabric is going to fold over the zipper and give you that invisible look when you're using the foot. Even if you don't have the foot, like I said, you can still go in and you can use a regular zipper foot. You just have to make sure you are sewing into the groove in between the teeth and the fabric without actually sewing into the teeth of the zipper. So the invisible zipper foot is going to make it a lot easier, but you can still do that without it. But if you are able to find one, this foot is going to make it so that you get a really nice, clean, invisible zipper. If you do have any questions on how to sew in those invisible zippers or any other tips or tricks that you think are great and that make things easier for you when sewing in your zippers, feel free to shoot us a DM or send us an email, and we're happy to answer any of your questions.